So I have $67,670 in debt, and I'm trying to make $135,000 by the end of this year. A lot of this debt actually comes from a pretty messed up situation. My dad took out a bunch of credit cards and loans in my name and never repaid them, so they went to collections. And I will take responsibility for about $10,000. That's my school debt. That's the current debt that I have, and I've been paying it off. So yeah, but the other $57,000 comes from my dad. And I know a lot of the ChatGPT lawyers out there are going to be like, oh, well, you can fight it and you can go ahead and report him, blah, 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 blah. Just give me like a bunch of different excuses about it, right? But truth be told, he took all that out. And yes, I could report it and I could fight it and I could put more time and money, to get it, one, off my report, but two, get him reported to the police. But here's the truth. I don't have money for that. I don't have the time for that. And he's also my grandparents' caregiver. So I'm in no place to take over that responsibility. I don't have extended family members that are in, this good situation to take over that responsibility, and my siblings aren't ready to take over that responsibility. So, unfortunately, due to him having that upper hand yet again, I can't do anything. So instead of dragging my family through yet another court case and kind of messing up the family dynamics again and making everyone uncomfortable, I'm just gonna deal with it on my own. That's the best case scenario I could think of. Of course, I'm not gonna feel proud to have paid it off or happy. This is just something very dreadful, and it makes me feel like unnecessarily anxious, and it's like really, really messed up my relationship with money. But like, I just want this to be over. I want it to be done. I want it to be paid for, and I want to live my life, and I want to rebuild my credit, and I want to build myself up again. So this year, when I set my goal of $135,000, I knew it was going to be like really ambitious, but I know it's not impossible. Last year, I was able to hit $80,000. I don't know how. I genuinely just don't know how I did it. But between work and side hustles, I was able to do it. And I got my job towards the end of the year, like probably the last 4 months of the year. So majority of it did come from being self-employed. So I know it's possible, but I don't know. I wanted to be ambitious for once. I wanted to have a fire lit under my ass. And though right now, I don't think I'm on track for that. I think I'm on track for clearing about $100,000 this year, but I don't think I'm anywhere. Yeah, I don't think I'm anywhere close to 135. That's like a whole, like, that's a lot of money to $35,000 for me is a lot of money to cover. So let's talk about what that all covers though. It covers paying off my $67,000 debt. It covers all my living expenses for the year, and then it also is going to hopefully be the start of having a real savings account. I think I would have been able to not worry about a lot of this as hard as I have had I had a decent savings waiting for me. But you live, you learn. Eventually I'll get there. I also decided to document everything now while I'm doing it because I have a terrible, terrible relationship with holding myself accountable. So, in a sense, forcing myself to edit these videos at least once a week to give an update is really going to put me up to the challenge. Will I get it done without doing the videos? I'll get most of it done, but I don't think I'll hit the goals or, the milestones that I've set for myself. So, I know a lot of you may be wondering at this point, well, what the hell are you going to do to make all that money? And truth be told, I don't know. I don't know entirely. Because right now I'm trying to build a media and marketing agency from the ground up, and that's proven to be a little bit hard. It's not as easy as everybody's saying it is. So let's talk about that a little bit. Over the years, I've been a really big photography geek. I've done as much amateur photography as I could. And more recently, especially when I started my job a couple months ago, I really got into real estate photography and construction photography. And unintentionally, my boss started using a lot of my photos for his marketing because his marketing guy doesn't do photography. It doesn't have a professional photographer or videographer. And of course, everyone is always like, oh, well, you don't need a professional photographer to do this or that. But in these blue collar fields, they do need something that looks pretty, something that calls out to their audience, because these aren't jobs that you can just sell with an AI video or really shitty videos and pictures that you took on your iPhone and didn't bother to like mess with the exposure or color grade or anything like that. Like, I mean, iPhones literally have the ability to professionally shoot, but like none of these guys are even utilizing those tools. So I'm not here to shit on you that bad, but do better, because I'm about to do better and I'm gonna take your job. And I've taken a step back and really observed the, industry as a whole, and it's honestly just missing a lot of its own creativity. A lot of these guys are selling based off a script and just like blah 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 blah. Do you want my service? Yes or no? And they're not taking the time to get to know the business. They're not taking the time to understand what does sell and what doesn't. They're just throwing shit on the wall and hoping it sticks. And you can notice that because they're constantly looking for new leads and looking for new people to work with. But unfortunately, that just doesn't really hold in the long run. And before I start getting, well, a lot of people would probably come for me for different things in this video. Who knows who's going to even watch it, but if you're watching and you are very close to jumping me over what I'm saying, just know this. I'm not jumping on a bandwagon. I'm not doing this because, oh my God, the money to be made is amazing. I mean, it is, but it's like, I could do that with the other stuff that I was doing. But I've been obsessed with this space for the last like 6 to 8 years. And I've never had honestly, just the audacity to drop everything and focus on this. And though I'm not even dropping everything, I'm just doing it because I realized I had the ability to multitask. And I think I'm going to get very far with this. It's something that I have a lot of faith in. And I feel confident going into it, not like anything else that I've gone into where I've been somewhat ashamed of what I'm doing. I think this is something that I'm going to have a lot of pride in. I'm going to be very happy to share with my family and tell them like, hey, this is how I make money. This is how I'm going to, be able to move our family name forward. Like, I genuinely feel like this is something that'll do that for me. So before my camera dies and before my mic dies, hopefully it doesn't die right now, I just want you to know, if you're not going to stick around for this entire series that I'm going to start, please, please, please start that business or pay off that debt or just start living. Stop waiting around for like the perfect opportunity or for the perfect moment, because I promise you it's never going to come. And I think I waited too long to realize that. And now I'm having probably like the most amount of fun I've had in a really long time in figuring out how to do all of this and be responsible for all of it. And I wish I would have started sooner. So if we never see each other again, just know you should probably start doing all that stuff too.